Hi everyone and welcome to week 8 of IT376. Let's talk about the reading that you're going to do this week. This week you're going to read chapter 8, Project Stakeholder and Communication, and chapter 9, Managing Project Quality. Let's look at stakeholder communication. So, of course, we begin planning stakeholder management by analyzing our stakeholders and their interest, influence, their potential conflicts, and their role within our project. Now, notice from this little chart here that project team can, in fact, or that stakeholders can in fact be identified by name, or they can be identified by a group or a role. Interest and influence, how much interest they have in not only the end result but the execution of the project. Influence, for example, our project sponsor who's putting up the money for the project probably has a great deal of interest because he's paying for it, and probably has some influence, probably has pretty strong amount of influence in the project because, again, he's paying for it. So those are important things to know. Now, potential conflicts, we want to look at anything that can cause anything with that particular stakeholder that can end up causing us some concern, things that we should be aware of, things we should look out for, their role, the objective, and then of course the strategy that we're going to use to keep them informed and to keep their expectations set. Because remember, stakeholder management and communication is all about making sure expectations are set and maintained, and that we communicate that with our stakeholders. So we also need to determine stakeholder reporting requirements. So basically that is, what do they want to know, and then how often do we need to tell them? And again, that's very different depending on the particular stakeholders. They may have very different needs, very different desires as to how often that information is shared with them, how often they are briefed on a particular project status. Those key metrics, or those key performance measurements, make up what we inform our project stakeholders. So these can include things like, are we on schedule? Are we on budget? How are we doing with the resources that we need for the project? Do we have everything that we need, and are we getting it all on time? How's quality look? Are we maintaining the quality expectations that we've set? And how are we doing in terms of risks? Have we seen any risks? Have we actually experienced any risks, and what have we done? And again, these can be very different for each project, and they're based on the needs of the stakeholders. For example, maybe you're involved in an IT project that is out to refresh 300 desktop computers within the organization, versus a software development project where you are making some changes to an existing system. Each one of those will have different key performance metrics. They'll have different quality standards. They'll experience different risks, and they will most assuredly have different stakeholders, or even project sponsors for that matter. And those different project sponsors will have different reporting needs and requirements. What do they want to know? Burn down chart is a great way that we can look at how much work we've actually completed on the project over time. So some of the things that you want to know about performance reporting, we want to know about what is earned value. And remember that earned value is about the performance measurement. It's a performance measurement that tells us how much budget we have spent and how much work we have completed for that budget. And we look at how much money we should have spent at this point in time, and how much work we should have completed at this point in time. So there's really 4 things we look at. What should we have done? How much should we have spent? What have we done? How much did we spend? We look at those 4 things, and from that we determine, are we under budget, over budget? Are we on schedule? Are we behind schedule? Are we ahead of schedule? Okay, so and that is what that's what makes up the earned value indices that we would be reporting. You want to know about performance reviews, status reporting, progress reporting, and forecast reporting. Distribution. How are we going to distribute this information to our stakeholders? Do they want it in face-to-face meetings? Do they want it in over the telephone, email? How else do they want to get it? And don't overlook the importance of a narrated PowerPoint slide presentation, because sometimes you can give everybody everything that they need in a narrated PowerPoint. Let's talk about project quality. So quality can be subjective. It can mean different things to different people. It can be different, obviously different quality metrics depending on the type of project, but quality can make or break the success of a project, especially when it has not been agreed upon and stakeholders don't have a clear understanding of what those quality measurements will be up front. So it's really, really important. The book discusses many theories and philosophies of project quality, including continuous improvement, craftsmanship, TQM, CMMI, Six Sigma, etc. So quality, project quality involves defining that philosophy and principles that will be implemented in this particular project. And again, what looks like quality in our project may not represent quality in other projects. So we want to define what we believe quality looks like from a philosophy and a principles perspective for our project. Then we want to identify the standards, the processes, and the metrics by which we will evaluate quality. And then quality assurance auditing. How are we going to assure and monitor and control that we are achieving the quality that we said that we were going to do? And of course, we always want to learn, improve, and mature. So here are some things that you want to know about project quality. So what does project quality look like for various types of information technology projects? What does it mean when we say a quality philosophy? Your book has got a great explanation of that. And then how can this guide a project? We want to talk about what is CMMI and how is this related to software quality. So what are quality standards, processes, and metrics? What is quality assurance and control? And what are some documents that support quality control? All right, that's all I have for you here. Let's go ahead and move on and talk about the assignment for this week. I will see you over there.